What's up, guys? My name's Rios. Guys, right next to me is the brand new 2019 Ford Escape. Guys, I know the 2020s are coming out. They are coming out very, very soon, but I figured I'll take a look at this 2019 to see if you guys should purchase this over the 2020 model. So first off, very, very huge thanks to TriStar Ford here in Blairsville, Pennsylvania for allowing me to come and review this car for you guys today. So huge shout out to them. I will put their inventory and their contact information down below. As always, I will also put the person who assisted me with this review down there also as well. So Ford decided they wanted to join the compact SUV class. In about 2000, out comes the boxy Escape. It was such a popular seller, Ford made a second generation, which also retained its boxy shape. But then for the third generation, which this one is, it got a lot more crossover-like and got very rounded and very European styled. Then comes the 2020 model, which personally, the 2020 model, in my opinion, looks very ugly. I'm still getting used to that front end. But definitely, I have to say the third generation is the best looker. Now, before this fourth generation comes out, we're going to take a look at this 2019 SEL model with the 1.5 liter EcoBoost engine, and we're going to see if you guys should actually purchase this over the 2020 model. So guys, let's go over the trim levels for the 2019 Escape. There's the base S, and that starts off at $24,105. Then you jump up to the SE, which starts at $26,500. Then you get to the SEL, which is this trim here, and that jumps to $28,695. And then you can go all out and get the titanium model for $32,620. You might be asking why the titanium has such a big price increase. Well, the titanium model is the only one, I believe, to come with the 2-liter EcoBoost, which is a much stronger engine, and it makes it one of the fastest crossovers in its class. Speaking about the class, let's go over some of these competitors, because there's 21 different cars to choose from in this class, excluding the Escape. But I'm going to name a very small handful. Chevrolet Equinox, GMC Terrain, Honda CR-V, Hyundai Tucson, Jeep Cherokee, Kia Sportage, Nissan Rogue, or Subaru Forester, as well as the Toyota RAV4. That's just a very, very small handful of competitors, guys. So definitely the Escape has got a lot on its plate and a lot to compete with. So today we're going to take a look at the 2019 Escape. So guys, up front of the new Escape, well, this SEL trim comes with a aluminum accented kind of chrome grille. The base model S will not come with that. Up front here, you get halogen projector headlights as well as high beams. Your turn signal is down here, it's halogen, and you also get fog lights down there, also halogen. The only way to actually get HID headlights is to go for the top spec titanium trim. LED lights are not available. That's definitely one of the downfalls of the Escape, because personally, I think that LEDs or the HIDs should be available. But at least for 2019, Ford made automatic high beams a part of an option, which I think is very nice. So that definitely will help you guys out with visibility, just clicking the thing and then just letting the car do its work. But definitely, I really love the front end of the new Escape. The front end of this generation Escape looks the best to me, because the 2020 got really quirky and Kia Sportage-like. It definitely blended both the Kia Sportage and the Porsche Macan styling, so definitely Ford kind of messed up there, because honestly, it makes it look like a sick tiger. I'm sorry, but definitely, guys, the 2018 here is the 2019 model is the one to go with. So coming around the side of the Escape, you can definitely see that this has gotten a lot more rounded than the previous generation, which was pretty much just a box on wheels. First off, let's start off with these rims. Personally, I'm not a fan of them because Ford's always offering their painted wheels that can rust very easily. But on this model, they come with 17-inch rims, and they're wrapped in 235/55 series. The SEL the SEL model also has an optional sport appearance package, which kind of actually darkens everything out and it makes it look like the SE Sport package, but you get more cooler looking alloy rims that are 19 inches big compared to the 17s. But definitely you can see that this is a very sharply designed crossover. Got a fake vent here. And one thing that you guys will notice is that the windshield is very, very sloped. You guys will also see the weirdest quirk of this car, in my opinion. But definitely, the Escape looks very tall. You can definitely see that the Escape has got a pretty low belt line, but it also extends up to a larger roof area, so you guys will have definitely a lot of headroom. Now, for size of the Escape is a tiny bit longer than the Hyundai Tucson. I think the Tucson is at like 176 inches. This one's at 178 with a wheelbase of 105.9, while it's also got 66.3 inches of height and 72.4 inches of width. That's definitely very smack dab in the middle of the crossover class, so definitely Ford is getting onto it. But for the 2020 model, they actually stretched it out a little bit, but they shrunk the height just a tiny bit. So that will definitely impact the headroom, but definitely you will definitely know that the actual belt line gets even lower on the 2020 model, but the roof goes down a little bit because Ford elongated it, widened it, but also shrunk the height. So coming up back of the Escape here, you can see that definitely the Escape still has a pretty conservative look. You see that the taillights are different compared to the 2014s. The 2014s actually come in a bit, and also this piece does not exist. It actually would only be like that big here. But these are all halogen headlights, taillights. The actual titanium trim gets LEDs, but personally, I think that the Escape should have gotten LEDs all standard. I'm not sure if it's standard on the SEL Sport package, but for sure, Ford should have actually made halogen, or shouldn't have actually put halogen tail lamps into the Escape, but at least they do offer them. But definitely you can see that the Escape has got some pretty decent styling going on. This little piece here, you got your Escape badge, SEL, your EcoBoost 4-wheel drive. Got some black plastic down here along with some silver painted plastic, and you got dual exhaust tips, which are not fake, guys, but I'm gonna blend this in too, if the trunk will open. So out and back here, you get 34 cubic foot of storage. That's more than the Hyundai Tucson by about 3 cubic foot. Also, if you fold the rear seats down, you can get up to 68 cubic foot, which is 7 more than the Tucson. Opening this up here, you don't have very much storage down here, but you do have a donut, guys. Yes, a donut. Thank you, Ford, for putting a donut in here. And as I struggle with these floor mats, you see this one also will come with a cargo shade here. You got a 12-volt port back here, as well as a grocery bag holder there and there as well. You got tie-down hooks down here, I believe, for some extra stuff if you need to carry some stuff that doesn't like to exactly stay put. But anyway, definitely there's a lot of cargo room in here, so definitely you guys will love that because the Escape is actually one of the most roomiest in the class. But now let's go ahead and let's go jump into the interior and we'll go see if it's really worth it. So jumping into the interior, first off, this car does not even come with keyless entry. This little black pad here looks very cheap, but you do have the mechanical key. If you guys do get the proximity entry, this button here is a button, and I don't know if the Escape would have a unlock feature to actually do that. But anyway, jumping into the inside, you can definitely see that this is, again, European. But for sure, the interior looks like a mess to me. But let's jump in. It's got a very, very nice step in height, so that's one thing for sure. Now, let's shut the door. It does not sound very solid, but then again, this car was designed back in 2012. And plus, it kind of requires you to slam it a little bit, which doesn't add to the quality. But here's the key fob. Here, it's got remote start, lock, unlock, your trunk hold, and panic. Let's actually get out and test the remote start system. You just lock the car, press the button twice, it'll beep at you once. But anyway, you're supposed to hit the lock button and then hit the remote start button twice directly afterwards. But again, coming back into the interior, let's go over interior materials. Soft touch up here. You got this gray painted plastic. Here's your glove box. It's a decent size. It's damp, not lined with felt. Coming through here, here's your leather steering wheel. This piece here controls your 8-inch sync infotainment touchscreen. This also controls your little helper screen in there, and this also controls your cruise control. Coming over here, still soft touch. Even right here around the headlamp switch is soft touch, which that's pretty quality, because normally most automakers cheap out on that. But you got your fog lights, your trunk release, your headlight switch, which is your normal Ford headlight switch, your dimming control. Coming over here, I'm actually going to start the car up. You got your power mirror controls. They are heated. They do not have blind spot unless you option for the Ford Safe and Smart package, which honestly should have came standard, but you got a little blind spot mirror here as well. The windows are all auto up and down, which is very nice. Sorry. Coming to the door panel, soft touch, hard touch there, soft touch, even all the way down through here is soft touch, but you got your hard touch down here. Let's go through this little helper screen, even if it's going to be a pain in the butt to me, because it literally just came off the truck from Ford. It appears it's not going to work, but it's a here's the steering wheel. It's a 3-spoke design. It feels very nice. The leather is actually really nice. Stitching feels very nice, so that's definitely a plus. No paddle shifters, which I kind of expect, but the new one does come with it. Steering feel is very nice. It even though it's electrically assisted, I did not like the 2014s because they were a little bit firm, but it is what it is. You got your start button there. I did a review on the Expedition that had this same exact infotainment system, so click up there in the top right to go to that video to see more in-depth on this system. But it does come with the stock stereo system. It also has a button to turn the actual screen off, which I find very nice. Down here you got dual zone climate control, which actually had been moved from the or when this thing got restyled in 2017. There's a lot of buttons down here. There's 14 different buttons here, which I think is honestly a little bit too much, but it's pretty easy to use. You got heated seats on this model. No ventilated seats are available on the Escape. Not exactly sure what trim gets heated seats, but here you've got the auto start stop. You got your traction control off button. Right here controls your 6-speed automatic transmission with select shift. There's these little paddles on the side here that will go in between the gears. Putting it into reverse, there's a standard backup camera with trajectory. You also got backup sensors. You can push this button to zoom it in a little bit, which I find very nice. Electronic parking brake, pull back to activate it and push down to unactivate it. You got a USB port down here for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You got a 12-volt port, you got some storage, more storage here for your phone. You got some grippy cup holders, 2 of them. You got some more storage back here, opening the glove box or center console. You got this little pad here for your phone, opening it up even further. You got another USB port, and you got a pretty decently deep storage cubby down there. Coming back over here, these seats are leather trimmed. Lower models will get cloth seats. These are I believe either 8 or 10-way power adjustable seats. This also has 2-way lumbar. The passenger seat does not have power seats. It only has manual. Also, the head restraints do this weird, really weird click thing. And you can make sure that the head restraint makes your head so uncomfortable that it wants to snap your neck when you crash. You got an electronic lock here, which actually the lock indicator moved from right over here all the way over to here, which I kind of find strange, but it is what it is. There's nothing really too much special other than there's some storage down here. They're on both sides. The steering wheel is tilt telescoping. It's got a good range of motion. It's definitely comfortable enough. But like I said, here's the weirdest part about the Escape. Because of the actual roof line, the wipers have to actually go in a separation pattern instead of the irregular or the regular normal windshield wipers. Here you don't have an actual rear view mirror that auto dims. You just got a day and night. Over here is your sunglass holder. Honestly, this panel feels a little bit cheap because it's literally flexing. You got LED interior lighting. Good job, Ford. Testing the visors. Let's see if it passes. 1, 2, 3. It passes. Good job, Escape. Good job, Ford. You got this very thick A-pillar here, so that's definitely going to impact visibility, but you got a nice headliner here. Height adjustable seat belts. But pretty much the front of the Escape is not too technological, but definitely Ford needs to improve upon that if they're going to try and keep the old Escape around, because I think they should, and it definitely needs some attention. So I switched places with my friends to go and show you the actual rear of the Escape. But first things first, the door opens very wide. It's pretty much better than the Tucson in my opinion, but jumping in here, the Escape is pretty roomy back here. First things first, you got reclining rear seats that recline a pretty good ways. Going over interior materials. Come on, Ford, don't cheap out on me. You guys literally put hard touch right there, but you guys had to put soft touch right around the headlamp control. You got a you got a center armrest here that is softly padded. You got mat pockets. You got you got 2 rear air vents, and you also have a 12-volt back here, which is new. Coming over here, you got a little armrest here with 2 more cup holders. 2 more cup holders in the doors. Let's move to the actual passenger side here, where the seat is all the way back in its tracks, and it's very comfortably adjusted for me. I've still got decent bit of leg room. The new Escape actually has even more leg room, and they actually said that it's supposed to be more than the Chevrolet Suburban. Yes, I said that right, the Chevy Suburban, and that's a large SUV compared to a compact. But the Escape here, the new one, the 2020 coming out, will have a sliding second row, which is pretty unique, and that's a feature usually not found in the class. But not exactly sure if this will pass the window test. Does it go all the way down? Yes, it does. There's just a tiny, tiny sliver there, but it still works. Ah! Now he's starting to control my windows. But yes, you guys do have height adjustable head restraints here. Also, you got a little button to fold them down, which is nice.
Just letting you know we're on E.
Yeah, I know. I saw 3 miles to empty. But getting in and out of the Escape, I do have to say there's a really wide fender here. So you guys might want to be careful if you're getting out so you don't hit it. But the back seat of the Escape is actually not too bad. It's not as roomy as the Hyundai Tucson and Kia Sportage, but definitely I believe that for 2020, Ford had fixed that problem very, very easily. So now we are going to go take a look and see what's under the hood. Well, definitely the new Escape is going to have a new engine. And we're going to find the hood latch here. Where is it? So after finding the hood latch after about 30 seconds, so under this hood is the 1.5 liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder. The actual 2020 model comes with a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder, so pretty much they kept the engine the same size except chopped off cylinder. This engine makes 179 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 177 pound-foot of torque at 2,500. That's also very much comparable to the limited Tucson that I own with 175 horsepower and 195 pound-foot of torque. But this engine is actually a little bit slow because of the 6-speed select shift automatic transmission. What I mean by select shift is that you can actually choose the gear by using a little paddle on the left side of the gear shift. When you throw it into sport mode, that's when it'll activate. You can get the Escape in either front-wheel drive or intelligent 4-wheel drive, which will send any amount of power varying up front and back. So if the Escape needs 60 out back, it will send 60 out back. If it needs 60 up front, it'll send 60 up front. I'm not sure if this can actually go side to side, but if it does, it's probably brake controlled. And fuel economy for the Escape is actually not too bad, but it's one of the weaker in the class. If you get the front-wheel drive model, you will get 23 city, 30 highway, and 26 combined. But if you opt for the 4-wheel drive, it will drop to 22 city, 28 highway, and 24 combined. Curb weight is actually 3650, so it's on the heavier side of the class, but definitely Ford is really keen on their fuel economy. And the new Escape, I think, comes with either an 8-speed or a 10-speed, which should get like 32, 33, maybe 34 miles to the gallon, but we're not exactly sure yet. So we'll see what that offers. Towing for the Escape. The towing in the Escape is actually not bad, but the only way to actually be able to tow a maximum of 3,500 pounds is if you go with the 2-liter EcoBoost and the Class 2 towing package. The 1.5, I think, actually only tows 1,500 pounds. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's like 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, but I will definitely let you guys know. But about that 2-liter, the 2-liter EcoBoost engine is standard on the titanium trim, and it gets, I believe, 245 horsepower and 275 pound-foot of torque. It's still hooked up to that same 6-speed automatic, but 0 to 60 for that actually is only 7 seconds, guys. That's pretty quick. But I know for sure the new one with the new 2-liter, since it drops 200 pounds, it will get to 60 in literally 6.5 seconds, which is fast for this segment. And really, I don't know how else you can actually get faster than that. So definitely Ford's going to be on the faster end of the class. But the 2-liter and the 1.5-liter, it doesn't really spin the tires too much because the automatic 4-wheel drive. But definitely, when it gets up and goes, it grips and it gets going. But I'm also going to kind of ding Ford for this 6-speed automatic because it's a little bit slow when you get off the line. When you have to actually press down pretty hard on the gas pedal to actually get the car to accelerate at a leisurely pace, where in my Tucson it's kind of touchy, but it's very easy to live with. And once you hit on the gas pedal, it starts going. But definitely Ford, I think, needed to work on their throttle tuning a little bit, because honestly the Escape, when you try to very leisurely accelerate it, it's not going to get anywhere really fast. But definitely, I do applaud Ford for actually keeping the 2.0 liter EcoBoost, because that is a fast engine. For the 2020s, you actually will also have a choice of a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. I think the plug-in hybrid is the only one that's going to come with front-wheel drive. The hybrid gets an all-wheel drive variant, I think, but that's a different review, so I'm going to save all the information for that. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the safety, because this is where the Escape definitely does not meet where the competition is. So guys, unfortunately, the 2019 Escape is not too safe of a car. You do have standard 6 airbags. You got front airbags. I think you got a driver's knee airbag. curtains as well as the side torsos, but this is where the Escape starts to fall apart. In IIHS crash testing, the Escape only earned an acceptable in the driver's side small overlap, but what's even worse is that the passenger side was rated poorly because of the structure. That is definitely something that is very sad to me, and I kind of find that a little bit concerning considering my mom has a 2014 Escape, which is built on the same chassis, but on her side it earned a poor rating. For 2017, Ford structurally beefed up the A-pillar as well as the door hinge pillar and the bottom door sill, but still only earned an acceptable. The Escape doesn't even come with automatic emergency braking, and you do have to really stretch out and get a certain package to get some of these features. You have to step up to the Ford Safe and Smart package, which personally they actually offer it on the SE, SEL, and Titanium models. Personally, it should have just been made standard, especially on the Titanium trim. But with that being said, you have brake assist, SOS post-crash alert system, which if airbags are deployed, the car will actually start honking the horn once or twice or 3 times, and it will do it in certain intervals to help emergency officials find you after the wreck. You will get driver activated front windshield wipers that are rain sensing, automatic high beam headlights, blind spot with cross traffic alert, a lane keeping system, adaptive cruise control, and forward collision warning with the brake support, which will prime the brakes even more. Even if you touch them lightly, it will actually increase the brake pressure. And with that, you will also get a twin panel moonroof. There's not really too much safety features in this model here other than pretty much just a backup camera and backup sensors. So Ford definitely really cheaped out on safety with the Escape. But for good news, the 2020 is going to come with Ford Copilot 360. I'm not sure if they're going to come with the Copilot 360 Plus system. Standard on every single Escape, even the base model, which I know that Fords have not been really known to do for the longest of time. So I really do think that Ford definitely needs to put the Ford Safe and Smart package as standard equipment, but it is what it is. So guys, what do I think about the 2019 Escape? Well, I got to actually drive it as part of a special event going on at Laurel Ford Lincoln that would help with ovarian cancer, and it was called Ford Drive for Your Community. Personally, I liked how the Escape rode. It was very firm though. It was very firm, but then again, Ford made this kind of like a European kind of vehicle, so definitely the ride will be a little bit firm. But the steering feel was a lot better than the 2014, because the 2014, I remember, which my mom drives, is quite heavy on the steering. This one's a little bit dialed back, but it's still very communicative. But for sure, I am not a fan of the EcoBoost engines and the 6-speed. I'm very curious to see how the 8-speed works, for sure, because honestly, this 6-speed was kind of a disaster from the start because my mom's having so many issues with hers. Hers dropping into neutral for no reason, revving the engine. Sometimes the transmission sends a very huge backlash into the cabin. But definitely, I'm pretty excited to see how the new 8-speed does in the 2020. But definitely, if I was going to buy an Escape, I'd step up to the 2-liter because you actually only lose 1 mile to the gallon. And I think that intelligent 4-wheel drive actually comes standard. Not exactly 100% sure, but I will let you guys know as obviously. But what do I really think about this Escape? Well, if I had to give it on the run away from it, lease it, rent it, or buy it scale, personally, I would personally be in between run from it as well as rent it, because personally the Escape has got a pretty hefty price tag. For sure, I am not a fan of how the Escape does not come with very many features, especially safety features. That's one thing that is very, very disconcerting to me, and that's definitely a turnoff. But for the price, you do get a European kind of style. You do get some technology, but definitely it is not worth the price. So you guys are more welcome to actually just go straight with the 2020 model, because It's only a little bit more expensive, and even on an SCL model, you can actually get really great tech features that definitely Ford has been lacking for many years. So guys, personally, if I had to give it a final, I'd run from this thing, because personally, I don't trust reliability because of my mom's issues with her 2014 Escape. But stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to try and get a 2020 review done as soon as possible. So guys, I really want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video, the 2019 Escape. I know it's a lot shorter than normal, but definitely I'm trying some new things because I got a new tripod. But let me know down in the comment section below if you like this new format, and if you guys do actually like it, I will go ahead and make sure that I keep on doing this kind of format. So for A8 Reviews, my name is Jeremy. I want to again thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, click the notification bell so you can help to join me in following the automotive industry one revolution at a time. But guys, we are at 61 subscribers as of now, and I'm very thankful that you guys are joining me in following the automotive industry one revolution at a time. And again, huge shout out to TriStar Ford for hooking me up with this review. I've done a whole bunch of TriStar reviews here. I've done the Ram 1500, the Kia Sport, or the Kia Telluride, Kia Stinger GT. I've done the Ram 1500 as well as the Chrysler Pacifica here. And now I can add the 2019 Escape to my list. So guys, that's the Escape. You might as well run and escape.
Run.
Ford electronics problems. For some unknown reason, it is not going down. And I don't know why. So we might be forced to have to do it this way.